Hello and welcome to another wonderful edition of Iron Port, the program that brings Ghana's shipping and maritime industry closer to you. This program is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goil PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, and the Meridian Port Services. It is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, today we are shining some light on the Volta Lake Transport Company. This company has been providing transportation services across the Volta Lake for over 50 years. But now the company is saying that patronage and cargo volumes are low. So we decided to have a discussion with the current management of the company to diagnose the challenges of the company and project forward on what needs to be done. Adding on to that was the former managing director of the company, Martin House. Take a listen.
Let me go straight to Madam and begin with you. I just want to find out from you if you can give us a mental picture of what the current situation of VTLC is at the moment.
Thank you very much, Ken. So, Volta Lake Transport Company Limited was incorporated in 1970, and currently VRA, the Volta River Authority, is the sole shareholder. Our operations are categorized in two.
Okay.
So we have the North-South operation, which is the commercial line of our business, and then we have the ferry services, which is seen as social services, like providing those services. We see it as rendering social services because we don't charge economic rates. And so the objective was that the establishment of the company, the objective was that the revenues generated on the North-South route, that is the commercial route, will be part of the revenue will be used to subsidize operations at the ferry stations. But over the years, what we have realized is that that has not been achieved, mainly because of low patronage on the North-South route, the commercial route.
Yes.
We don't get cargo to ship regularly as we are supposed to. And so we don't get the funds enough to be able to use part to subsidize the activities of the operations at the ferry stations. And so from time to time, the sole shareholder, on behalf of government of Ghana, let me put it that way, VRA, comes to our aid and provide budgetary support, annual budgetary support. But Ken, it will be interesting to note that VLTC, we have the assets, we have the capacity, we have the ability to ship cargo and to generate revenue to the extent that we may not even need to seek financial support from the shareholder. I mentioned that it was established in 1970. So 1970 and now we are adults. We don't need to go to our fathers or our parents' company for money. But just because our services, especially as I mentioned, the commercial leg of it, is not being patronized by Ghanaian populace. And so as I said, we have the capacity. We have 2 tugboats that ply the North-South route, the commercial route. And one of the tugboats at a go per voyage can push 9 barges.
Yes.
When I mention 9 barges, you ask me 9 barges of what?
Yes.
9 barges equivalent to about 140 trucks, 100 BRVs of about 54,000 liters of liquid cargo, and then about 48 trucks of 1,000 bags of cement capacity. So at a go,
that's huge.
One of the tugboats can push 9 barges at a go, and so annually we are looking at somewhere around 150,000 or 160,000 tons per a year. But you asked me, as we sit here, that how much do you do averagely in a year? It is less than even 26% of the total capacity. And so for us, our situation is that if we get the cargo to ship, we'll be able to make the money, but we don't get the cargo to ship. And the shareholder has seen, management we have seen, and so we have told ourselves that we are 53 years. Do we continue to go to our fathers, our mothers for money? No. And so we have put in place some initiatives, and we want to embark on vigorous marketing, public promotional activities. We will do that expecting that we'll get the needed cargo to ship. We may do all that, but I also believe that there should be a policy direction, because you know other countries that have water bodies like we do over here, large quantities of consignment of cargo are moved on the lake, or on the water. But why can't we do same here? But I believe that if there is a policy to direct at least some percentage, because as I said, even one of our tugboats, we don't have badges for the tugboats. Yes, so I can't say we can carry or ship all the cargo earmarked for the north and vice versa through the lakes. No, but there should be a policy that at least about 30 to 40% of cargoes earmarked for the north should be channeled through the lake. And by so doing, I believe VLTC will be in a proper position to also get some funds to subsidize the ferry crossing.
As it stands now, most of the people that transport cargo to the north does so by road.
Yes, they do so by road.
Compared to doing so, using your system or your equipment, your transportation system, which one is relatively cheaper?
Going by water is cheaper and safer.
Right.
Because, as I mentioned, about 140 trucks will be moved from the road when they use our service at one voyage. I'm talking in terms of one voyage. So in a year, we are looking somewhere around, I don't know, over 2,000. Over 2,000 trucks.
Off the road?
And so off the road. And even, so apart from even being safer, we will be able to conserve foreign exchange, forex, because the monies that we will use as a nation to rehabilitate or to maintain our roads. Yes. So it is very cheap. And then safer too. Cheaper by rate, I think about 40% cheaper as by road. That is the rate. But from what I have said concerning road conservation and all that, I think it is cheaper going with us rather than going by road.
Right. I was seeking to find out from you the fact that the name of VLTC has gone down, in recent times. Why is that?
Yeah, I think the problem of VLTC in the past actually was due to certain financial constraints. I mean, that is the financial position of the company. So the company had to go through, a long period of industrial unrest from the employees. So considering that the long existence of the company, the general expectation is that the company should be able to, transform its resources into a stream of profits generating, but that never happened. And so it's like that skepticism was there. People became dissatisfied with the way the company was operating and so on. So, literally, the budgetary constraints have been affecting the company in all throughout the spectrum of operations.
Right.
So, like the staff response was not coming. Regulatory compliance issues were also there to deal with. So the beautiful perception of the company actually got distorted over the period.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then because of that, there were occasional agitations from the staff, for the company to improve its status quo. And so that had actually painted a bad picture of the company.
Yes.
But currently the situation is not like that.
Okay.
So currently we have a good, performance from our crafts and our vessels. Our technical staff are also performing very well. The operational staff, everybody is doing their best in order to, remove that negative perception about the company. And so, as it is, I would say we are in a new era, trying to put the pieces together to make the company work again.
Sitting back and looking at the company that you once headed, what do you think we should be doing to make it more vibrant, and to bring it up to where it's supposed to be in terms of accessing the necessary support to be able to function effectively?
In short, somebody in government needs to be put in charge of promoting the use of the marvelous asset that Ghana has in the Volta Lake that runs from the south to the north and is navigable all the year round, has been since the dam was created. Unfortunately, the lake and the operators on it at the moment come under the control of the Minister of Energy, and the transport issues in this country clearly and properly should come under the Ministry of Transport. But the two sides, let's call it that, do not talk to each other, and it needs somebody more senior than both those parties to actually try and pull the strings together. In other words, the enabling environment in Ghana is not good for foreign investors to come in to help recapitalize the company, which is what it is desperately in need of. The lake itself is a wonderful waterway that has never been used properly for transport. We've had our moments, but we were short of several things. But the lake can only be used in Ghana for the benefit of Ghanaians. It doesn't need adding to. You don't have to build it. You can't break it. You can't overload it. You don't have to maintain it. Yet the vision that Kwame Nkrumah had for the lake as a transport corridor after the use of the lake for making electricity, it is probably arguable these days that as a transport corridor, it is certainly equally as important as making electricity. Because the north has the food, the south has the hungry bellies. And the cost of moving the food from the north to the south is what is blamed by everybody for the high cost of food in the south. Over the years that I have worked, starting with the Chamber of Mines that wanted to use the lake to move cargoes to the landlocked countries, that was back in 2006, there have been 13 studies on what to do with Volta Lake. Unfortunately, current MD, Madam Rose, and current technical guy, Captain Tay, they are experiencing the result of many, many years of lack of vision in government and lack of use of this God-given asset that runs from the south to the north. Both Captain and MD have said they will go out and market the current situation. How can you market a collapsed company? And it's not because of the current management that it's collapsed. It's collapsed because the concept is wrong to mix north-south profit-making cargo services with a social responsibility cross-lake ferry service pontoons that the government should be subsidizing. Now, in 2010, under Professor Mills, Cabinet passed a formation that $5 million a year would be given to VLTC to subsidize the cross-lake ferry service, which is badly needed. That money never came. I became MD in the first month of 2011. I rattled the cages of various bodies, but the money never came, and it hasn't come to this day. It would have made a dramatic difference because it would have enabled the cross-lake ferry services not to drain the north-south services. When you merge two companies and one is losing money and one is making a bit of money, the end result is disaster. And that's what we are looking at today. There is nothing to market at the moment, and the money is not there to recapitalize the company through the government of Ghana. Foreign private money is available and has tried 5 times since I was the MD, and since then, even after I left, they were still offering money. There have been 13 international studies on what to do with the lake. They all say the same thing. Get on with it, but separate cross-lake ferry services from north-south cargo services. Subsidize the one, I should be done. Other transport systems in Ghana are subsidized.
All right, as you could hear, the Volta Lake Transport Company says it is embarking on a vigorous marketing strategy to ensure that they can increase patronage and increase their cargo volumes that come through the Volta Lake. All right, now let's take a break and I will be back with more news.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
All right, now to our local news segment. I should let you know that over the course of last week, which was the celebration of the International Women's Day, the women that assembled from the industry said they are not calling for just equality but equity as well. Take a listen. Women in Ghana's maritime sector over the week joined the world to mark the International Women's Day. Under the theme Embrace Equity, the event, organized by a joint effort of the UK Department for Transport and the Women in Maritime of West and Central Africa, was focused on diversity and maritime security. In attendance were members from the various sector agencies like the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Ghana Maritime Authority, the Ghana Shippers Authority, the Regional Maritime University, and the various women associations in the sector, such as the Women International Shipping and Trading Association, African Women in Maritime, Women in Logistics and Transport.
I can't stop smiling because it's a celebration to see so many women from so many different, roles and organizations come together like this. I hope that today we can provide you with a sample of what we in the Department for Transport and with my team can provide you in the future. But we also want it to be a celebration of our network, to share and learn from each other. This is a long process, but one that was continuous.
The various speakers at the event were aligned in the call for gender equity at the workplace and industry as a whole for sustainable development.
Maritime industry is a crucial sector that connects the world's economies and provides an essential service to our global community. The industry offers various opportunities for seafaring roles to shore-based operations. However, despite the industry's potential, women continue to be underrepresented in the maritime sector.
It is obvious that sustainable development of the blue ocean economy requires effective management of diversity within the maritime domain. Our encouragement of women's participation in the maritime industry must therefore go beyond mere flamboyant rhetorics into ensuring that timely interventions are implemented at all levels.
Our hope that this year's IWD celebration year will generate innovative ideas and strategies to address challenges in the maritime industry, especially the role women play and can play in security and sustainability.
Previously, we were all preaching about equality among genders, and it was realized that equal opportunities are just not enough. So now with equity, we are taking it a step further. If equality meant giving everyone a shoe, then equity means giving everyone a shoe that fits.
It is said that for every organization, the critical resource lives at the close of work every day, and it applies to every business. What is not certain is whether this resource will return the following day or not. Now, if that is a critical resource, then it is right that the people who employ this resource ensure that they are healthy and can contribute to the growth of the organization and sustain it.
The exercise has really helped us. It has, exercise in a way. They said all work and no play makes Jack a noble. And this exercise has really energized us. It has helped us to be alert and also to know our strengths and weaknesses to ensure that at least safety is paramount. Because if you know that you run 100 meters and you will be panting, at least you know your limits. And so that also helps to know your body.
As we sit together and we fraternize, at least ideas will come up to ensure that we strategize to make sure that our transport meets the international standards and that we require to make Ghana the international transport hub of West Africa.
As you can see, VLTC safety is one of our core objectives. And just last year, 2022, we launched our health and safety policy. So anything that contributes to the health and safety of our stakeholders, we want to associate ourselves with it.
We are about 14 agencies. So basically, this is one of the opportunities for us to get to know each other, get to socialize.
We do not think it's right to be seated behind your desk all the time. We believe once in a while, you've got to go out and stretch your legs and keep fit and share the camaraderie. Your brothers and sisters, and it's good for us to gather like this once in a while. So this is an encouragement for all of us to keep fit, to remember that we need to stay healthy, enjoy our vehicles, enjoy our lives, and buy the best fuels all the time.
Every week, if we can do like 2 days or 3 days in the week, it will help us to keep our money in our pocket, and it will help us to let the doctors rest.
Let me go to the ring straight away.
A round of applause for her. Come on, she's doing a good job.
Fuel, yeah, fuel. Petrol, yeah, petrol. Diesel, yeah, diesel. So if you drive to a filling station and you look at the price and it's 10% below Goil's one, and you decide to go there, what you are saying is that you are reducing the lifespan of your engine by about 10%. If you buy Goil, your engine will take you 5 years. If you buy from Yanum, it will take you 2 years. So don't be deceived by the cheap products on the market. We have the best.
Goil only produce the best, like Azuma Nelson. You know. So,
It's now time to take a few international news. In line with its decarbonization efforts, the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore is mandating for all harbour craft to become fully electric, capable of using B100 biofuels or be compatible with net zero fuels such as hydrogen by 2030. In addition to slashing emissions, switching from diesel engines to batteries brings multiple benefits, including less maintenance, greater energy efficiency, and less noise pollution. The construction of the first all-electric cargo vessel in the Port of Singapore, named the Hydro Mover, was launched in September last year. The vessel is expected to be finalized and launched in the second quarter of 2023 and ready for commercialization in 2024. Furthermore, Shift Clean Energy, CTEC, and energy company Vitol have teamed up for a marine electrification project to deliver Singapore's first hybrid bunker tankers. All right, for our word of the day segment, we will tell you what the AIS stands for. An automatic identification system is a tracking system used to identify and locate vessels worldwide. It's now time to take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takrade and at the anchorages of both ports and those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. All right, this brings us to the close of today's edition of Eye on Port. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Eye on Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Eye on Port. Please subscribe, like, and give us feedback. Thank you for watching.